whether it is fornication, it's adultery, it's lying, it's stealing, it's murder, whatever the nature of sin, in love we should correct people and continuously admonish them.
And even talking about abuse, even some pastors abuse their wives.
I think it is high time we begin to teach them that it isn't just about this woman is beautiful, this man is fine, so that you can point to people, this is my husband.
Exactly.
It takes a lot to be in marriage.
Oral sex has a lot of implications, and one of it is the fact that it is one of the easiest way for the transmission of sexually transmitted diseases.
Trying to get something from somewhere you don't like, you will chop their money, and that money you eat fufu with it can block your womb. There is a woman who is praying, but most of these young girls don't know that they are enlarging.
You see, so most married men go out there and lie to innocent girls.
That who told you are innocent? These hypocritic girls.
Some of the girls are innocent. Because I know some girls who will tell you that if you are married, forget.
Wow, precious viewer, it is yet another beautiful weekend with us here on GTV Live, Your Religion and Culture Channel. And you know, when we sit, yes, the program is Weekend Review. And our core mandate still remains, bringing the family together, reshaping society for tomorrow's generations. I'm your regular host, Johnny called Dollarich, and I say call somebody, also to call somebody to tune in to watch this program, because we are coming to discuss a topic you cannot do away with. Yes, a topic which interests the whole family. I mean, you will be blessed, the family will be blessed, and as I say always, call somebody, also to call somebody. Even as we go for this quick break, when we come back, my guest will be with me on sets.
Don't let anybody put a promise ring on you for 1 year. He's not really going to see your parents. He's not going to do anything. Then you are dead. No.
It is even sexual harassment. To expose your body, those parts that induces.
Women take into consideration so many factors before they allow you to have sex with them. So before your wife will think about that man, and allow it means that he has developed some kind of affection and love, and then he has started hating you.
Why is it said that when you see your daughter's nakedness, you feel aroused and you feel like having something to do with your daughter? Hey! Let's check who trained you. You are disgracing your family.
Hello, precious viewers. The name is Johnny called Dollarich, and the program is Weekend Review, right here on GTV Live, Your Religion and Culture Channel, showing every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. and a repeat at 7 p.m. Weekend Review, bringing the family together, reshaping society for tomorrow's generation.
You're welcome back, precious viewer. Thank you for staying with us right here on GTV Live, Your Religion and Culture Channel. Now, as I always say, please, this is a program that you need the whole family to watch together, because it concerns you, it concerns everyone. And please call somebody, also to call somebody. And if you have any comments, any issues, you can channel it through our WhatsApp line, which is on screen, and our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich. Or you give us a call right after the program, and we get friendly on this platform. And I have these beautiful women with me on set. I'll go to them quickly, and they will tell us who they are and where they are coming from. And then we get to do our topic of the week. And let me take it from my far left. I always go for my far left, so let me take it from my far left, and I have this beautiful woman. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, my viewers know me. They want to know you as well.
I'm called Doreen Carol Dugbaza JB.
Wow, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so what is Carol Doreen into? What do you do?
I work for the government.
Wow.
I'm into HR, so I am an HR practitioner.
I see. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I can see the whole government in my studio today. Wow, thank you so much for coming. And my immediate left is this beautiful woman. You are...
Thank you.
My name is Emilia Gansa.
Wow.
I am with the TUC,
Wow.
the General Agricultural Workers Union.
Wow.
I'm an education officer there.
Wow. You're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you? How is family?
The family is great.
Wow.
By God's grace.
I can see. I can see. And if I have to ask you, how challenging is the work working in the government? I mean, managing all this. I know there's so much pressure. How are you managing yourself?
I think it's all about planning.
Wow.
You plan your life properly. You know your makeup, what you are supposed to do.
Wow.
You know the demands of the job. You should be able to achieve your target.
You know why I ask you this? Because we are coming to treat something on stress today. And viewers, we are talking about stress today. I mean, stress in the home. How to manage ourselves as a family, as a husband, as a wife, even as children. I mean, we are discussing this whole stressful thing that normally catch up on us, and sometimes we don't even know how to handle ourselves. On that note, I want to say a big thank you to Mrs. Dollarich, I mean, for being there. Sometimes it amazes me how you go to bed at 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. you are up. I don't know how you do that, but I ask God's grace and strength for your life. I mean, you are doing such a wonderful job. I salute you and I appreciate you. God richly bless you. Now, call somebody also to call somebody, because we are discussing stress today. And we have our WhatsApp line, as I said earlier, and our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich. And you can give us a call after the program, and we'll get friendly on this platform. Let me quickly go to Mrs. Gansa, right? Right, okay. Now, we are talking about stress. You know, when it has to do with stress, a whole lot can come in. But let's look at it from the start. What can you tell us about stress that you know so far?
Yeah, thank you very much, Dollarich. Stress, it's quite difficult to just define stress.
Exactly.
But simply put, we'll say that it's what happens to the body, your mind, and then your behavior in response to a certain event around you. So then we'll have something from the environment, for instance, stressing you up, like the weather, if it rains, you know, or crime around you, or noise, or traffic, you know, all these things are stressful.
I like the traffic aspect, you know.
Because we have that. Those of us in Kaswa, we are always in traffic. And then we also have social demands.
Okay.
That also kind of stress people up. So for instance, social role as a father or a mother. You know, being a family head, being the MD of a company or an establishment, or divorce, you know, marital problems. These kind of things also stress people up.
I'm sure we will tackle this traffic thing and this marital issue, because I believe that is what is really putting people in stress more. We'll come back to that. And let me go to Sweet Carol. And let's see. Stress. You know, I have seen a couple of times that people, when they are stressed up, with the least provocation, then they flare up. How can we handle ourselves as people when this stress thing comes up?
I think we have to come to the realization that stress has become part and parcel of life. Daily we go to stress. So you have to know things that stress you up.
Wow.
So when you're able to identify that, you work towards it.
Wow. Wow. I see. So it being part of us mean we cannot do away with it.
Absolutely.
I mean, very inevitable. Right. I'll come back to you shortly, but let's look at this. You talked about traffic and marital issues.
Exactly.
I want us to handle this too. We'll come to other aspects of it, but let's look at this traffic thing. Let's say Kaswa. I mean, those now people are living somewhere beyond and Winneba and all. I mean, Eastern region. People are from Eastern region coming to work at Accra and all that. Let's look at this. work starts at 8. And therefore, the least that even there are companies that you start even earlier than 8 o'clock. So if you have to wake up, say let's say by 4, that is assuming by 4 you should be up. And what time can you go to bed, and what time? I mean, this whole thing. How can we deal with this thing for us to stay healthy? If I have to ask, it's that way.
Yeah. Dealing with it. You have to deal with it anyway. But then you still have to go through it. Let me use as an example.
Okay.
From where I am,
right,
that's Kaswa Brigade, to Accra Central, TUC building. If I leave the house just a minute after 6, I'll have to go through traffic for about 2 hours before I get to the office.
Wow.
Which means I have to wake up earlier, make sure that you take care of the kids, and leave the house before 6.
Which you cannot do in 30 minutes.
Just to be able to get to the office around 8:20, 8:30, to be just on time.
Wow.
Now you get to the office, and then it also has its own politics and its own stresses. Now you come back home, and then you have to cook. You have to take care of the kids. You have to help them with their homework and all that. I think you also have to create a certain situation in your mind that you are enjoying what you are doing. Otherwise, you'll be so stressed that when the children come close to you, you'll just be hitting them like that. I remember when I was young, when my mother gets stressed and she's in the kitchen, and you go and you say something that she doesn't like. If it is the pan that is just by her, she will just take it and then bang. Or she will just push you. At that time, we didn't understand. It is only when I also grew up that I realized that this is what my mother was going through.
Wow.
But then you try to put yourself in a certain, should I say, utopia, in a certain world that I'm enjoying this. Otherwise, you just go crazy in this Accra.
I like that bit of saying that you have to put yourself into that kind of a situation or environment that is like you are enjoying it. Even
you have
though
to enjoy it.
It's, quite challenging. You still have to enjoy what you are going through. Else it becomes a war.
In the traffic, for instance, sometimes you are there. You see these people selling, going up and down. You either buy some plantain chips and then you'll be enjoying it. Or you play some music, you put it on a radio station where they'll be playing some music. You apparently see that somebody has also put it around the same. And then you are still you are in the traffic. And the person will say, hey, you are enjoying yourself. Yes, because you have to.
Just taking it cool.
You have to take it cool.
Wow. Now, let me come to you. You talk about a situation whereby, it's very inevitable. I mean, we have to come into terms with it that stress is part of what we are doing. Let's look at it. Typically, I know your job is quite demanding. Sometimes closing very late, moving here and there. How do you put yourself together as a person? So that it doesn't, I wouldn't say it doesn't affect you or it doesn't affect the family, but how do you manage it so that at least you will feel a bit okay? Your husband, the children, everybody at least will be at peace.
First of all, as a corporate woman, I have to know my work schedule, the demands of the work. As a mother and a wife, I must as well know what is expected of me. Right. Blend all those together for each and every segment of it to be satisfied. So if I'm supposed to go to work, coming from Tema to Accra Central as well.
Our Tema people. Do you use the motorway or something?
No, I use the station on Beach Road.
Okay, right.
So I must as well know the time that I also have to set off. If it's about the children, luckily enough, I don't have younger ones that I have to take to school.
Okay.
Yes, still, if they are home, I have to talk to them, what is expected of them. After that, you make sure everything is ready. You set up for the office. As an HR practitioner, when I get to the office, the well-being of staff is my concern.
Wow.
I might be carrying my load of stress from the house or from wherever, but when I get to the office, I'm supposed to drop mine by the staircase, climb up, make sure everything is in order, everybody is comfortable. For us to progress as a team and then achieve the targets of my session or the organization.
This is quite interesting. You just made a very, profound statement. You get to the staircase, you have to take off the stress that is upon you from the home. You leave it there, and then you go and wear the one in the office. Now, is it that easy that you can just, okay, fine, now I'm in the working environment, so whatever that stress I was with coming from the house, I just have to let go of it and then come into a new environment. Is it that easy managing such thing?
It's not that easy, but over here, people are looking up to you.
Okay.
This one, it also depends on your level on the corporate ladder.
Okay.
So this one, people are looking up to you. So when you get to the office and you are very moody, it's like everything around you is dark. How will people come to you? Because every blessed day, I call my office consulting room 1. People are coming in and going out.
Exactly.
Can I have a word with you? Can I please do this? Can I do that? So every blessed day, you must have a listening ear.
Wow.
For the people. But if you have stress from the house and it's all over written around you, how will the people approach you so that they will be able to discuss their issues with you for us to move forward? So I have to drop mine. Pretend as if I'm not carrying any stress. Open my arms, accept them, discuss issues, and then we move forward.
I'll come back to you. We'll discuss it more further, because I know that some people, when they enter into the office, whatever they are bringing from the home is vice versa. From the home, they just come and pour it in the office. So whoever the first person they meet become the first victim for the day. We'll come back to that, and then we'll delve into more. But let's look at this. I want us to look at this husband-wife kind of relation. You work, your husband works. Okay, you leave the house. Let's take a typical one, like you're leaving the house. Where does a man comes in? Where does the woman come in to ensure that at least, though the stress will be there, but we adjust ourselves here and there, so that at least both of us will live with a little stress, but not too much stress.
Let's take certain general points in dealing with stress.
That's right.
Then we can branch to this.
I agree.
Well, the medicals, they have their own way, diet and whatnot. They will tell you to exercise, to eat well, to whatever. Now, I have here some 4 points that I want to share with. That you have to learn to accept what cannot be changed. That is one principle we should know. That there are certain things that you cannot change it. So why stress yourself? Somebody sent me this WhatsApp, and then it's an Indian. He says, you have a problem.
Can you solve it?
Can you solve it? Yes.
Why worry?
And if you cannot?
You cannot solve it.
Why
worry?
I got it.
And when we also go into the Bible, says Matthew 6:27. If you can read for me, I think that place God tells us that you cannot add 1 cubic of hair or something.
Okay.
By worrying,
if you can any of you add a single hour to the length of your life by worrying? Let me go to 28. It say, and why do you worry about clothes? Consider the lilies in the field and how they grow. They don't work or spin yarn. But I tell you that not even Solomon in all his splendor was clothed like one of them.
So that is the first principle. You just learn to accept what cannot be changed. Once the thing comes and then you know that there's very little I can do about it, stop stressing yourself.
Wow.
The girls will say, Agbajina.
You don't stress the mind.
Don't stress yourself. Now, the second one, it will say, talk to somebody that you trust.
Okay.
Once again, me, Emilia, I'll say that sometimes humans can disappoint you.
Okay.
Of course, you should have people that you can talk to, but talk to God. Psychologists will say, if you are so stressed or you have something in you, just go into an empty room, shout, yell, get that thing off your chest.
Okay.
Instead of just yelling into an empty room, assume that you are talking to God.
That's powerful.
Sit and tell God what you are going through and expect something from God. And I think we can also look at Matthew 11:28. That one, God is assuring us that if you are heavily laden, cast your burden onto Him. Exactly. So that will be my second principle.
That's right.
Now the third one, we talk about exercises, and then I add music.
That's right.
When you find yourself in a certain situation and you think you may talk back or you do something that will even stress you the more, my mother will simply say that start counting 1 to 100. Shall say the reckon 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. That one, you close your mouth. You won't talk. Or you do this breathe in, out. Then you'll be looking around. You've shut your mouth.
That's right.
Or listen to music. Zobia Kakraminti. And please don't listen to Kai Kai Shatawali.
My good friend.
That one will stress you even the more. You listen to some good soothing music. Some
jazz, classical, something.
That is if you are the elite. If not, some gospel or some Amachi Dede that will, but not the Kakai things. That one it will Kakai. And again, when we look at 1 Samuel 16:23, when Saul was having problems, you realize that David will play the harp,
exactly,
and then this Saul will just calm down.
That's right.
Then the fourth one that I will say is to learn to let things go.
I'm very interested in that point.
You compromise once in a while, and it's not every time that you are right. Even when you know that you are right, you can also compromise and let things just go.
Wow. Hold it right there. I'll be coming to you. If you're watching the program, this is Weekend Review right here on GTV Live, Your Religion and Culture Channel with me, Johnny called Dollarich. And we are discussing stress, how to deal with stress in the home, in the family. Now, we do know, living in Accra and somewhere else in the cities, the kind of things that you go through from morning, they say from dawn to dusk. It's so terrible. Some people have to get up at 3 a.m. and they'll go to bed at 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. You wonder, sometimes they say to live healthy, you need about 8 hours of rest. But I wonder how many people are getting even 5 hours of rest in Accra. But this is the show that we are bringing the family together and reshaping society for tomorrow's generation. We want the family to live in harmony. We want the family to live in a healthy lifestyle. And call somebody also to call somebody. That we have our WhatsApp line out there. Bring in your comments and your contributions. And visit our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich. Or call after the program and let's get friendly on this program. Now, sweet Doreen, let me ask you something. You see, this whole thing about managing stress, it is each other's collective responsibility, if you ask me, right? And the husband has to be there, the wife has to be there, even children have to play their role to ensure that, family is living a healthy kind of status. Now, if, and I'm asking the question if, I'm a very conditional, if your partner is not there to be supportive, giving you that helping hand, or your children are not there, to give you that helping hand, what will you say? How can we handle ourselves as a people?
Do you mean they are not there physically, or they are there but not ready to assist?
Spiritually, physically, emotionally, because there are some people who can even be present, but they are absent. Even for them not to be there, Christ would have been better. Yeah. So, how do we? Because there are some people, they will not be around, but they will even talk to you and give you that encouragement. Oh, sweet. Take it easy. It is well. I wish I was with you, and please manage for me. And that alone calms you down. Yes, but there are some people, they can be right there, and then even the shouting. So how do we handle that? How do we get husband, wife, children all together to handle this stress thing?
I just want us to understand that the home is like our company.
Wow.
That we are working towards a common goal. The husband has a role to play.
That's right.
Wife has a role to play. Likewise the children. If you go to the office, you have your schedule that you have to work towards. So if you're a husband in the house, what is expected of you? Wow. You are not just a figurehead. I believe you are there to give the needed support. You are there as a shoulder for the entire family to lean on. And as a father, what is expected of you? Is it only paying school fees? No.
Wow.
There are some work in the house that you must also do to support the family. And I believe in so doing, you are teaching the children that father is not just a figurehead, but father must also do something to support the family. And as a wife, what is expected of you? We have the problem in the sense that we find it difficult to plan. Why do I say this? I have decided personally that I will not work or do anything on Saturdays. I am not an Adventist, but that is my Sabbath. Why so? I have realized that if you are not very careful, you get up in the morning on Saturday, you are doing the laundry. Even if you are not doing it, somebody is doing it for you. At the end of breakfast, we are rushing to the market to go and do marketing. You come back, you are coming to prepare palm nut soup or peanut butter soup or whatever soup. You are going to pound fufu. By the time you finish with all this, it's about 4 or 5 o'clock. You tidy up, it's about 6. You are rushing to the salon or wherever. You come back, it's after 8. You have not taken any rest.
Wow.
You are stressed up. Sunday you go to church, you come back, maybe there is a social engagement. Monday, and it continues.
Wow.
So in such a situation, I have advised myself, not on Saturday. I do everything. Luckily enough, I work in Makola. So going to the market during lunch period is not a problem. But I make sure that by Friday, even if it's up to 12 midnight, I'll cook. So that the Saturday, I have it to myself. If it's going to be for social engagement, I have the time to go, that I'm not stressed out. If it's about the laundry, even if somebody is doing it for you, you surely come back, fold the things and put them at the right place. But if you are doing all things on Saturday, by the time you finish with food preparation for the week, supper or whatever, you are not very careful. You don't even have time to fold the things and put them at the right place. Before you realize the things are on the bed, you are pushing them, sleeping beside, or they are in the hall, and it's like the place is unkept. So what is the use of you as a wife in the house? Somebody will ask. It is because you have not planned properly. And sometimes too, we pamper the children to the extent that we don't want them to do anything. We are partners. in the home to achieve a common goal. Wow. It's not all about the mother. It's not all about the household. It's about everybody. We must have our respective job description that you have to do A, I have to do B. And at the end of the day, we achieve our target. Wow. So let us have that well spelt in the house. Engage the children. Even if they're not going to do anything, they can wash the dishes, sweep, tidy up their rooms. We are teaching them, grooming them for the future. So the home is a partnership. It's not for one person. So if we all play our role properly in the home, I believe there will be stress anyway, but it will not be to the extreme that it will be overwhelming, that will lead us to sicknesses and diseases that we have today.
I'm tempted to say amen to that. Amen. Now the program still continues, and it is weekend review, because here we say we are bringing the family together, whatever that it would take to ensure that the family live in harmony and live in a healthy lifestyle. That is our core mandate, and therefore please call somebody, also to call somebody, because we have our WhatsApp line out there, and visit our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich. We are dealing with stress in the home, and I'm sure you have your, I'm sure by this time some people are, it's like, you see, you hear what they are saying, I mean, you have to help me, and I also have to help you. But whatever help anybody needs in the home, let us offer that help to ensure that the family moves on and moves on, because we need each other. Now I'll come back to you shortly, and let's look at this. Mrs. Gansa, yes, you see, I have virtually seen somebody. I'm saying somebody, I know the person, that the person also knows me very well. I mean, you could see she gets back from the workplace, she's trying to do this, she's trying to do this, and because she's so tired and so stressed, apparently she'll just doze off, and she's gone. And sometimes I say to myself, wow, what life is really, I mean, putting people through. A husband, a wife, because I'm dealing with this too, because there are some homes that we are not managing ourselves well. So it is either this person is giving this person a hell of a life, I mean, or the other way around. I mean, but we want to look at it. If your husband is not there for you, or if your wife is not there for you, what can you say to such a person?
The husband is not there. In the situation where the husband is there, but is not there.
I'm saying there in present. I mean,
it does not support you.
Exactly.
First and foremost, I think sometimes we also make certain mistakes when we get married. We don't foster friendship.
Wow.
Normally the friendship is before marriage. After marriage, then the father becomes the head, of course. The father is the head. And then the mother is the neck. But it is this neck that turns the head. Now you realize that the communication, the way we communicate with each other, sometimes brings about this kind of thing. Whereby you see that the man is no more interested in what the woman is doing anyway. And then the woman goes about cha 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 cha. Sometimes we are doing certain things, the men will want to help us, but the way we talk will let them stay back.
That's right.
I'm also guilty of this. Your husband buys something and brings. You know, 20 cedis. So I'm a crank, maybe 10. You understand?
Alone.
The next time when he sees it, he will not buy it and bring it. But if you encourage him, you can, you know this thing. The next time when they mention 20, tell the person that you give the person 5. And then the person say, oh, you pa. He said that is the trick. So just in a way, you let your husband know that you can also get it for a better price. But you don't scold him. You don't, you know. So the communication aspect sometimes brings this kind of thing. So we should be able to improve upon our communication. Then at least that's this thing will be there. Then the services that we give, both ways. You've come from the office. You are tired. I've also come. In fact, we are both tired. But it behoves on me as the wife to make sure that I serve you, give you your food, you know, let you feel pampered.
That's right.
You understand? That is the beauty of marriage.
Right, exactly.
Then I'll be there because I'm tired. Like you are saying, I'm dozing off. Abba, your food is there. You can use the microwave to warm it. Or you come and I'm already in the room. Where's my food? You didn't come early, so we've eaten all the food. There's Gary. You can, you know, those kind of things sometimes bring tensions. So then you see that the person comes from the office already tensed, stressed from the traffic, and then comes and then there's nothing, you know, enjoyable about the home. And homes are supposed to be comfort areas. Exactly. Now, let's look at this other thing. When we go to hotels, we love the place. Why? Because it's beautiful. The place is clean.
The makeup.
You know. Then in our houses, you know, she was talking about it. In our houses, you put the toys are here, this thing is there, your husband will come, you are so tired, you have this cloth tied around, you know. You know, when he was chasing you, you were wearing some mini skirt and, you know. So why don't you also make yourself presentable?
Exactly.
So that when he comes and even when he comes and you say, oh, Odo, welcome. And then he doesn't mind you. You just keep quiet. You make sure that you serve and the way you'll be moving and, you know, you see that the tensions will be going down. Then, oh, the coin sway, you know, the person will be tempted to. But it's also the way we communicate. Now, let's come to the children. Sometimes we think because we are adults, we know it all. Then we talk down to the children.
Wow.
Meanwhile, children go out there and they learn a lot of things. Children also get stressed. They go to school, they see certain things. Maybe you did not give your child something to go to school. Somebody else gave to the child. He feels that he's inferior. Or certain things, certain discussions that went on. When they come home and you don't allow them to talk, you don't listen to them. And then you think because they haven't done their homework, they haven't done their house chores, so you are talking down on them, shouting on them. They also feel stressed. One day, when they are just in their teens and they think that they are grown, and then you be talking and say, oh, okay. You know, you kind of put, and then it also affects them. That is where children sometimes go wayward. So it all comes to the fact that if the man is not there for you, be there for everybody.
Wow. Or if the woman is not there for you, you the man have to be there.
That one you will tell me. That one you will tell me. Because for us women, we can do so many things at the same time. I know that if the man is watching football, it is football. Once you cross him, hey! I want to watch my football.
I don't agree on that one. Lately, the women, when they sit there and they're watching these telenovelas, you dare not even.
We are watching by doing so many things at the same time.
By then the rice will be in the kitchen, and then I'll be washing. So it's like once they go on break, then you quickly run. Hey, what starter? Okay, when they start, call me. Then you run back. You know, so we. I
think I need additional man to come and support you on this one. If you're watching the program, this is Weekend Review, right? here on GTV Live, and we say our common mandate is to bring the family together, reshape society for tomorrow's generations. We are dealing with stress in the home, and as I said earlier, we have our WhatsApp line on screen, and we have our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich. Just like the page, get us chatting, and then you can even call after the program, and we get friendly, as I always say. Now, I think you were about to say something earlier. Right.
Yeah, you asked a question if the man or the other partner is not there. So I wanted to say that if the person is there, accept the situation, get in charge, and do what is expected of you. Take hold of the situation. But if the person is a warming type, maybe the person is not just physically present with you, a call alone could solve a situation. How are you doing? The children, show some concern, even though you are not physically present. That's what I wanted.
I see. Now, somebody whispered something to me before I came to the studio, and it has to do with this. I mean, chores, home chores. I mean, you know, it's one of the things that normally kind of like sometimes it can really get you stressed up, because like earlier you were saying, you have to put this here, tidy up, doing this and all that. And let's look at the men and the women. Somebody told me that if the woman is cooking and doing all those things at the kitchen, the man, if he's home, can be by the sink and be washing the dish. That is if the children are not around. If there's no it sounds romantic, I'm very sure. You know, and but I want us to look at it. How practical can this be? Because there are some men, then from my village, they feel, I mean, no, theirs is to be bare-chested, and the center table is there, the food should be there while they watch either in the newspaper or watch television. Can this still be something that will work for us as a family, looking at this present issues and conditions that we are living in? Let me take it from you, then I'll come to you.
Okay. Yes and no.
Okay.
Okay, yes. It depends on how you started your relationship.
Okay.
How have you built your marriage up till today?
Okay.
No. If there's a lot of outside influence, by that I mean external family. And then, you know, the way you... But most of the time, men do not do those house chores. As we grow, I mean, we are socialized to know that men will play the football, they will do, let me use the tree balance. I say, Bema de oye jumading. You understand? So then men are supposed to do the work that is more tedious. So they consider washing dishes and those kind of things. Petty things that women should do, even though they are tedious. I believe that women should not expect men to do those things for them. Once you start on that premise, you are going in the wrong direction. That is my opinion. We should know that we will do it. If the man decides to help you out of love, or the fact that today you are wearing some hot pants short or something and you are cooking, and he wants to enjoy the design, then fine. He's helping you in the kitchen. And then, but otherwise, don't expect them to do those things. Otherwise, you'll be going in the wrong direction. Because then, every time you'll be expecting the man to do something that they will not do.
I've heard of a story, even there are some women that when the men offer to help, like because he has offered to help today, maybe you were cooking, he came to do the dish, wash the dish and whatever, maybe tidying up the place. The next moment, when she's looking, now I mean, where are you? Won't you come and clean the bowls for me? Which is quite funny and interesting, though. Yeah. Disaster. So is it that like we should not take advantage? Let's say the woman, if your husband offers to help, at that as and when it's necessary, he can be there and to offer the help, but not that it becomes like come and do it all the time.
It's your job, no. You see, sometimes we learn from people and then, should I use the word, for want of a better word, we overlearn.
Overlearn, okay.
When you go to Europe, the way their systems are, you do certain things naturally.
Okay.
I remember I was in school in Germany. My husband came to visit me. By the time I'll come from school, he has gone to the supermarket because it's easier. You just go, you pick, and then cooking is very easy. The trains are there, the buses are there, the trams are there. So doing this kind of thing is not tedious. But when we came back, will he take the basket and go to the market and say, Mamete, so, you know, that kind of thing? He will not do that. And the children are there. Hey, and the dad and they call market too. It's not funny. We are laughing.
It's quite interesting.
You understand? So there are certain things that by our cultural setting, the man will not do. And it is not by force that I see that most of these young ladies coming up is like, oh, because we've all been to the university, because we've done this, you do this and then I'll do that. I am telling them they shouldn't do that. It won't benefit anybody.
If you're a young woman and if you're watching this program now, Mrs. Gansa said something that interests me. Building your marriage on the wrong premise can be very dangerous. And you said something earlier that it depends how you start.
You start your
whole
the whole relationship. So if you start on a good note and the communication is there and you understand each other, that is how it goes. If you start with lies, it comes to a time you have to lie, and then the day that you are not able to lie, wahala don't come.
The program is getting quite interesting now. When we go to Dollarich and let's see, the husband there and not being supportive, and like Auntie saying, let's look at it. Should a woman be disappointed? Should she be weighed down if, let's say, the man is not giving the helping hand? It's like almost all the time everything is on you, and won't you one day just I don't know, boy, why are you not helping me? At least not giving me a helping hand. Is that the case? I mean, should we get to that point at all?
As I said earlier on, to me, marriage is partnership. We are all in there to make that company called marriage work. It's not about one person. It's about everybody in that company. So as a man, what is your duty? A father and a husband. And as a wife, what is yours? But if you have married somebody who is not ready to do anything to help you, I believe you have to understand, first of all, our culture setup. And then also the upbringing. Maybe the person has not been brought up that way to give a helping hand to a wife. You do that, you are considered to be something else. But this is the situation. We are in a different generation. What is so beautiful by giving your wife, who is in the kitchen doing something, a helping hand? For the lady not to be so stressed out that at the end of the day, the home will not be a place of comfort and peace. So I would suggest that as a husband, if possible, give your wife or the entire family a helping hand. But if at the end of the period you realize that this is a typical man, he will not do it, don't stress out. Do what is expected of you. Ignore that in your mind as if the person is not there. Go ahead and do the work. But with me, I will call. I don't keep things within me.
That's right.
So I will call you. I believe if we do A, B, C, D,
to help,
it will help the family. But if you are leaving everything on me, you are stressing me so much. At the end of the day, I will not be productive in the office. I will not be productive in the house. And assuming at the end of the day, you push for something, I will not have the strength to do that. As we always say, there will be lack of sexual desire, and that will also affect the home. All because you have not given me that helping hand. Maybe I'm not expecting something big from you. If it's about cleaning, if it's about taking that baby who is crying, just give a helping hand. But mind you, we the ladies, we should also be careful that in as much as the men, some men are ready to give the helping hand, we shouldn't think that it is their duty. So every
Taking
day,
advantage of
you
the
expect the
situation.
person to do that.
That's right.
As we expect them to do it, even if they have forgotten to do that, let us remind them in love. And I believe the stress level in the home will be minimal.
Reminding them in love, such a powerful word.
Now, let me just add something.
Please do.
Let's look at a certain situation. I don't know if you know this kind of typical Accra setting of where there are a lot of tenants in the house.
Yes.
Compound
I was
house.
just about coming to.
So I should let you ask the question.
Please do. You continue with. Yes.
So you do your cooking outside, for instance. You wash your dishes outside. Would you want your husband to come and help you cook? You won't want it.
The question I even wanted to pose earlier is a situation whereby probably if you have even in-laws, brother-in-law, sister-in-law,
all in the same house,
or everybody around, and you get to see your husband bring out a bowl with a kitchen stool, sitting there washing the dishes with the mother-in-law passing by. I even though to me it sounds romantic, it looks okay. I mean,
but naturally some men will like to do that.
But at the other side of it, the coin, how are we going to look at it? I don't. This is being quite tough though. But the program though is quite interesting. It is Weekend Review right here on GTV Live, and we are discussing stress. I believe by now some relief is going on out there. Whatever the tension that is giving that stress out there, I'm sure some healing is happening in our homes, and we have our WhatsApp line out there, our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich, and you can call after the program and we can get friendly right here on this program. Now, let me come back to it again. If you have a setting and with convenience sake, I mean, you cannot just ask your husband, take the bowls and go and wash them outside. And probably you, the woman, too, you are very tired. You went here, you went there, you went to do the shopping, you've done the laundry, I mean, all these things together. Now, how can your husband just sit at one place throughout the whole day, probably even sleeping in the course of the day, and you do all these things after the meal and everything, he will come and finish eating. This one, I'm not talking for the men, so if you are a man out there, I'm not talking for you. You finish everything. You eat, you have your dinner, you go, now you get in after taking your shower. Then on top of all this routine that you have gone through, now the man still want to have you. How do you get that energy, that desire to meet him and to enjoy the moment together?
Who says that when you are tired you don't enjoy sex?
That's a big one. Tell me more.
I mean, it's an escape thing that women use. I have a headache. I'm tired. Like it all depends on what you have in your brain.
Okay.
If you know that this is part of marriage, and of course, unless you don't enjoy it, then you start using I'm tired as an excuse.
All those, okay.
But then if the two of you enjoy sex, I think that is the best part you always be waiting for after the hard day's work. Ask the men, when they are even tired and they say, my driver said me chini na me.
The ones are relief.
That one is also a good one. I think it's an excuse that we both use.
Okay.
But otherwise, it doesn't. It actually relaxes us. Wow. After that, you sleep. I lie.
Now, Sis Carol, let me ask you this. It's quite interesting. I mean, stress actually can be quite dangerous. I mean, harmful. I mean, that is, you don't know how to manage it properly. Sometimes, I mean, some people even die out of stress and all that. And there are people who are watching us out there. We want to look at it. When you're going through stress, I mean, a typical Accra stress, and you don't know what to do. I don't know if there's anything that you can recommend. I mean, how can you, because I know you're a corporate woman, I mean, all you're going through a whole lot of stuff. What can one do just to handle himself or herself to have at least one good day, one good night?
I would say that know yourself, as I earlier on said. Know your schedule and the job demand. Stress is part of life, and it has become a daily feature in everything that we do.
Wow.
You are not supposed to work 365 days in the year.
Yeah, that's right.
You'll be getting some vacation. Take your vacation. Take a break. If you cannot travel, it's not only that you travel outside the country that you can have vacation. Those of us who are not from Accra, you can go to your hometown. Have some time over there. Relax out of the traffic, out of the hassle and everything. Take a day off. Even other weekend, you can just go to the beach, admire nature, get out of the noise, get out of stop it, don't do this, don't do that. Give yourself a break for about some few hours. If you are the type that you listen to music, do that. Know yourself, what is good for you, and then you do it. You can also confide in somebody if you realize that it's one partner or one situation that is stressing you up so much that you have tried all within your means, but still that problem is not being solved. Confide in somebody. You are not an island. You cannot solve all situations or all problems yourself. Confide in somebody. Even though those days it has become very difficult to have that trusted person to confide in, but still there are some good ones out there. Confide in somebody. Talk to somebody. And I believe the situation will be calm. You cannot handle everything all by yourself. Leave some stress are permanent. If it's about relationship, you can't say that because of A, B, C, D, I'm getting out. You have to manage it. Learn how to manage it by adjusting. Accept the person the way he or she is. Ignore at the back of your mind and move on. If it's about your children and you've realized that you have done everything possible, but still you are not getting the best, there are child psychologists out there. There are other people in a specialized field that will give you the needed assistance. Do that. Don't think that they are my children, so I know them better. You know them better, but there are some situations that you can handle. Call for a helping hand. And then also, it's rather unfortunate that those days we don't have the main social support, like those days that you have the aunties, the uncles, and everybody around to support you. But this day is more nuclear than when we were growing up. So it's about you, your children, and your husband. But yes, still, look for a support and it will help you. You cannot carry it all by yourself. You will fall down, you go off, you leave the children behind, and you'll be miserable. So take good care of yourself. Be wise.
Be wise. I'm not taking you back, but earlier you said something about letting go. You know, there are some people, they always want to put meaning into everything that happens around them. I mean, I believe it's one of the most dangerous things you can ever do for yourself. Everything they want to talk about it, everything they want to fight. I mean, unless a bird doesn't fly, they want to call it a name. I mean, give a meaning to it. Can't this be a serious danger for anybody out there?
In fact, it is.
It is.
Once again, somebody sent me this WhatsApp message. It says, a teacher asked the children to bring in a number of tomatoes, the number that you want. So they didn't know what they were going to use it for. So people brought some 2, some 3, some 10. Then he asked them to take it home and bring it the next day, you know. And then it started rotting, and then it started smelling. So the children asked the teacher, what are we going to use these tomatoes for? So one day, he asked them, you see these tomatoes? That the one who brought one, the smell, the stench, is not as much as the one who carried like 20.
Wow.
Now look at the burden of carrying this thing in and out. And as you go, and the smell, it is so with our hearts and our minds. If we carry things that people do to us, it gets rotten in us like that. And then we carry that burden. So what the teacher is trying to say is that don't carry these rot with you. Simply let it go.
Wow.
Once you let it go, you will not carry the rot. The tomato starts getting away. You just throw it away. And it's the same with human beings. Look, if I am at loggerheads with you and I meet you coming, it's either for me to greet you or to pass you by. When I greet you, I feel, I've just let, how do you say, God. So I will not greet you. But the natural instinct is such that when you meet somebody, you have to say hello.
That's right.
And then you go. It makes you feel good. So look at the effort you have to put in to frown and then to walk in a certain way so that the person will see that and then you continually do that kind of thing. It puts a lot of stress on you. And it goes for a lot of the things. So once something happens, just ask yourself, what do I gain by holding on to it? Nothing. Away bus, let it go. Just feel free.
Wow. Thank you so much, ladies, for being part of the program. I'm so blessed having you. I've learned so much. And viewers, I don't know what I can say, but God bless you for being part of the program. This is how far we come with the show. And I know you would wish we continue, but time is not on our side. And I will see you same time next week, even as we bring you yet another topic. But I can promise you my ladies will be here another time. And we will take this leave, and we want to say a big thank you to our production team, Boss SO. Thank you so much for being part of us, and then all the camera guys and the ladies and my floor managers and my director. God bless you. We'll see you same time next week. I love you.
It's the same God who was there for you in the midnight hour. It's the same God who is able to wipe your tears away. It's the same God who was there in time of lack and want. It's the same God. It's Jehovah, my great provider. Tell me why you're giving up on God. Tell me why you're giving up on Him. Tell me why you're giving up on God. Hold on, change is on the way. Ebesina, shuku non so, ogini bunso bugi, imana tia tigide. One nemo. Jideseke Hitayagie Chukadiga Twasi Agadiri Gima. Don't you cry, changes He weeping me down for a night. Joy's gonna come in the morning. You don't have to cry no more. Hold God by His word. He's gonna do what He says. Lift your hands and give Him praise. Oh, Shukunamso Ogini bunso bugi Imana dia jigide Wanemo Jide seike Hitayagie Chukadiga swasi Ebesina Shukunamso Ogini bunso bugi Imana dia jigide Wanemo Jideseke Hitayagie Chukadiga twasi Agadiwi kima. I know you've been crying, I understand. I know you've been wounded, well it's okay. I know you've been broken, but I'm here to mend your broken heart. Believe in me, we'll overcome. Yesterday will be your story. I'm the God of all flesh. Nothing is too hard for me to do, yes. Time to forget.
I can go see.
Time to forget now.
Time to
forget. Can't you tie that you might leave? Don't you cry, it's gonna be over. You